Ho tombi do ngarang nungdang amambada thokhyude phabi re ija chumangan biramane. Madi amambada kedawai thoiba nupi mana. Khuwa khubada khud ani changmani. Hello everyone, I'm Khumanthem Ishwari from Thamaiban Kabrabam Nikai. This video is in no way meant to be exhaustive, and I'll be sharing regarding the topic. Empowering the oppressed is not just giving power to the oppressed, but educating the oppressor. This is restricted to where the oppressed is a female victim of inhuman crime against women. Victim blaming is when a victim is held responsible of the crime against them in whole or in part with no fault of their own. This leads to oppression where the victim is unable to seek justice or they can't even protect themselves against such violences and crimes. Here, the oppressor can be anyone regardless of gender who exhibits oppressive behavior. This can even include the perpetrators themselves. Now we ask why educating the oppressor is empowering the oppressed. The oppression by victim blaming is a responsive problem in our society towards victims of crimes and violences. The social expectations of how men and women should behave and how women are expected to respond to crime that is committed against them is very oppressive. We are very familiar with situations such when a female attends a group gathering and the situation ends like where the male is clearly an abductor. Then the female is persuaded to marry the abductor with absurd and varying reasons, which may include nupadu bhavani, chahi matang chare, mina wangmana batalli. And we are also familiar with situations where a wife faces crime from their husband, and this may involve the family of the husband. And nupini na mamani na khang bakalu, nupadi shingatani phamallabani na. The social expectations overrides the actual action of crime that is committed. Now, the oppressive behavior can be direct and indirect also. In this age of booming online presence, we are also definitely familiar with situations where victims share private images or videos with the perpetrator, and this gets shared online without their consent. And another big problem is where a perpetrator compiles and uploads videos of female victims, which may be reels, Facebook Live, with the intention to objectify and sexualize these female victims. In both the cases, we see very familiar, similar and parallel reactions such as "Kedawai tharuino," "Kedawai thagatlino," "Private thamdrona." The actions of the victims are questioned and scrutinized, while the actions of the crime is often ignored at large. And then the media goes on to, in the name of women empowerment, suggest to empower ourselves, to learn self-defense. Pepper spray is a must, as if blaming the victims for not being able to protect themselves, for not being able to keep away from harm's way. Now, oppressive behavior can be very seemingly very unintentional because it is so normalized and internalized in our society that from the reporting nature of such crimes and the questioning manner, including the justice system, the public media, they are like, they always question the choices, decisions and actions of the victims that led to the crime. All these ignores to question the actions of the criminal or the committer. Then in this situation, a victim feels helpless, as if they can do nothing about it, and that the perpetrator is superior. Now it is clearly seen that oppression has now become a result of a collective oppressive behavior that is present in our society. The responsive system in our society largely affects the way victims respond when they encounter violences against them. If I, as a victim, come up with a situation or a crime against me, Am I going to be subdued to stay silent? Am I going to be restricted from seeking justice? And is the social institution going to offer me an opportunity to seek one? If you, as a victim of such crime, know that there is low chances of getting justice, and instead you are going to be subjected to secondary victimization or victim blaming of this oppressive society, I'm sure many of us will not come forward or will not be empowered to come forward with such crimes that are committed against us. This is a very natural reaction from a large group of victims of such crimes. Here the perpetrator know that they are wrong, but they take privilege in the oppressive system. This is where educating the oppressors as a whole, including the perpetrators, become paramount. This is to avoid future perpetrators, future crimes, oppressive behavior, and also that to avoid the oppressed from internalizing such system and becoming oppressors themselves. Our society has a deep misunderstanding of the true nature and causes of crimes against women. So the education should focus on steering us away from this perpetual cycle of normalizing and internalizing the oppressive behaviors in the society, and to acknowledge it and to work for a more just system. True empowerment is when we are individually empowered, and then the social institutions ensure us justice and give us an opportunity to seek one.